Hey everyone, this is Brett from Mahalo Games, and I'm here with Brian Horton, the Senior Art Director on the new Tomb Raider. So I have to ask you, the art style is very realistic, very gritty. What does that say about the new story that you're telling here?
So we're telling an origin story. This is the first time we've seen Lara Croft at the beginning of her career. She's right out of college, right out of university, on her first expedition on the Endurance. Her mentor and the captain of the boat, Conrad Roth, is sort of guiding her, and the storm hits the boat. She's sent overboard, knocked unconscious, and she wakes up on this mysterious island, and she has to survive. And that survival tone is sort of what drives the gritty aesthetic that we're going for.
I noticed in the gameplay demo that we were seeing earlier that there's a large emphasis on almost like quick time event style button sequences. Will there be more action like on foot, like traditional shooting mechanics in the game, or is it more like Heavy Rain-esque sequences?
We're not going over the combat pillar at E3 this year, but we will have a much more systemic style of interaction in general. I mean, the pace that you saw was for demo purposes and more experiential, but we are putting a lot of effort and energy into a very action-centric game with a lot of stuff that people the core gamers are going to really enjoy.
So you said action-centric gameplay. Will there still be a large emphasis on puzzles as well, like the original games?
So in Tomb Raider, we're describing them as survival escapes in the smart, resourceful Lara. So she has to assess her world. And there's things in the world that we all understand, the relationship of fire and water. Fire can burn fabric. And we use these things as tools for Lara to assess the world and form an escape plan. So sort of gone are the days of the pull the lever style of puzzles. We're making a more grounded physics-based survival escape and smart, resourceful Lara.
So just more realistic all around.
Whatever we can do to make Lara feel grounded to her world and performance believable, these are our goals.
And how did you arrive at the idea of making the game very survival-based?
It's a tone that we felt works really well with an origin story. It was that combination of growth as a character and put in these dire situations that seemed like really good fertile ground for us to explore. It also allows us to stand out in the marketplace a little bit. It's an action adventure game, but at the same time having that survival tone sort of sets us apart from the competition.
And so what do you think is the biggest thing that'll draw back old Tomb Raider players who may have fallen out with the franchise a little bit?
Well, I think once again we're trying to make a Tomb Raider that's recognizable, a Lara Croft that you could look at and say, hey, that's Lara, but she's different somehow. And I think for those fans that want a Tomb Raider experience for a modern day aesthetic, I think they're going to really enjoy this. It's got your classic pillars, but reimagined in a way that that feels more action-centric and more cinematic.
That's great. So when does Tomb Raider drop?
So Tomb Raider comes out fall of 2012 on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC.